All right. Well, we are live. So, guys, I'm really excited to have you all here. We have a special guest with us tonight with Jeff Yates. Jeff Yates is actually the Chief Financial Officer at ARIIX. To tell you, first of all, there's a little bit of music in the background. Sorry about that. Basically what it is that we're going to do a little test with you guys tonight, but it's playing on Jeff's computer. So
that's like my Jeopardy music.
So we have to endure that. So bear with us, but it's fine. It's normal. It's not the kids playing in the back. I just got to tell you, when I was going to meet Jeff for the first time a couple years ago, it was in 2011, I thought he would be, you know, the stereotype that you would expect from a financial guy, maybe an accountant, like very serious. Anyway, the real stereotype. And I met him. That was like amazing, because this guy is none of any of the stereotype you can think of. He actually became a good friend for us, our family. We've just enjoyed meeting him. He's a husband before anything. He's a father of 5 children, I believe. He loves outdoor activities. He's all over the place. He's a very savvy businessman, so you're going to have to listen in tonight and take notes, because what you're going to you hear tonight is going to be really amazing and helping you in your business. And he's got a great sense of humor. And so, Jeff, it is an honor to have you on our call here with our team. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Oh, gosh. Thank you, Stefan. But, hey, before I say anything, happy birthday.
Yeah, no.
Okay, we know you're messed up when you're spending your birthday with like 5,000 people from all over the planet. Dude, you go away. I'll take the webinar, and you go have a good time.
Yeah, I know. My wife was quite mad at me when she said, "Are you kidding me?"
Okay, you make sure you tell her it is not my fault. I'll take no responsibility.
All right, I will do that.
She's awesome. In fact, we should be having her on the call with us, but tell her hello for us, and thank you so much for the chance to join your team. I could not be more excited.
All right. Well, we are too, because you have a lot of share tonight, especially for all of the people here who are already part of our organization. So we have ARIIX representatives from around the world. We've got people, I got to tell you, Jeff, we have people that are in Canada, in the US, in Mexico. We got people in Europe. Some are waking up very early. We got people in Australia. We also have people in South Korea who are live right now on this.
So, my hat is off to the Europeans. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning there. Oh, exactly. My gosh.
Exactly.
There's no way.
Yeah, we have a committed team. So,
well, I'm honored, and you know what? We'll make sure it's worth your while. At very least, we'll have a good time.
Absolutely. So just for you guys to know, what we want to talk about tonight is we're going to talk about some numbers. All right. Of course, we got a financial officer here at ARIIX, so we need to talk about numbers. Now, ARIIX numbers, meaning what this company stands for right now in the marketplace and what it means for you guys, because you're here at this time in the history of this company and you don't want to miss the boat. All right. So that's one part. And the second part is what your financial future looks like. So we're going to be talking about numbers that are very interesting, but we're going to give you some kind of a roadmap, a plan for you guys to follow so you can have success and totally change the financial future that you're bringing for your family and yourself. So, Jeff, with this being said, I've got enough talking here. I'll let you take over and share with us all the great stuff you have to share with us.
Okay, thank you, Stefan. All right, everybody, tonight we're going to have some fun. And the way I like to have fun is to quiz you, and hopefully we can learn something from the quiz. Now, what you need is either a laptop or a phone. Anything will do. I'm going to show you a screen, and you're going to log in to a website called Kahoot.it. Some of you may have seen it before. And when you log in, you're going to put in a code. I'm going to show that to you in a second. Now, when we get started, in fact, let me do that right now. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, you should be seeing on your screen, if you're logged in with Kahoot.it, is what you're going to log into with your browser, and you're going to put in the PIN 9936945. And when you've done that, your name is going to start showing up on this. Now,
and so you guys need, on the next screen, you need to put, it says nickname. So put your name, ideally your full name. All right. So.
Oh yeah, that would be good. Now,
if you've done it before, like if you've already done it and just your first name, that's okay. But if you do your full name, we need that. And Jeff, we don't see your screen yet. So
oh, okay.
I don't know if you shared it.
Is it there? Okay, can you see that screen now?
Yes, we see your screen, Jeff. That's good.
Excellent. Okay. Okay, you're going to log into Kahoot.it and put in that PIN. Steve Bruggerman's in. Stefan's there. And put in your name. And by the way, keep your names clean, guys. Come on. And when we get some people in, we'll give you a couple of minutes to get logged in. I will give you some instructions on how to play this game. Welcome, temperature.
Wow. All right. Yeah, I think there's just a little bit of a delay. And here's the thing, Jeff, when if people joined the Hangout just like a couple seconds later, they're just a little bit behind on us. So that's
okay,
that's
not
what's
a
going
problem.
on.
We'll give some time. Hey, Ariana. Welcome, Kevin and Alan. Can you see these names coming on, Stefan?
Yeah, I see them. They're
awesome. There. Crystal, BB. Okay, we've only got 2,000 people more to go. Carol.
Yeah, that's the delay because I know the guys, everybody's there, so.
Good. Francois. Hi, Hilda.
All right, they're coming. I'm getting text messages here, so I know that they're coming.
Anybody giving you feedback that it's problematic or having some challenges?
No, no. It's just that some people, they just were looking for where's the hangout, but it's in the group.
Okay.
And anyway, that's fine. They're coming. I'm getting all these messages right now. But we see the group is filling. That's great. Okay, some people say they can't read for some reason the number. So if you want to repeat the number, that'd be great.
Yep. The number is 9936945. Hey, Ennis. Again, the number is 9936945. Here they come. 9936945. This is awesome. Here's what's cool about this. We're going to play this game from every corner of the planet.
Yes. I got a picture from South Korea right now. We are projected on a big screen. So they see us. There's a team over there. And I don't know how many people are there, but hello, South Korea.
Hello, Korea. Nine 9936945. Hi, Catherine. Scotland.
Well, I can see it's taking some time to load, but now we've got several people joining, so that's good.
Yeah, they're starting to come in. Once again, 9936945. It's fun to see all these names from Korea, the names from, holy cow, from Mexico. I can see guys coming in from Europe. This is awesome. Welcome, everybody. Oh, check that out. I love it.
That's awesome.
Some U.S. team there. I'm seeing names I know.
All right, for those of you who are wondering what's happening, if you missed the beginning because you're just joined and you're on the live, what you need to do is go to kahoot.it. So KAHOOT.IT. So kahoot.it. And when you go there, you'll need to enter a code. And so the code is, let me give that, it's 9936945. Again, that's 9936945. Go there on your phone or on your computer, and we're going to play a game with Jeff Yates tonight. This is going to start. We're just giving you the time, guys, to log in, get into the site so you can play with us. All right, so kahoot.it. All right, KAHOOT.IT, and the number 9936945. So there you go.
Yeah, it looks like some people's Wi-Fi connection may not be too strong, because some people are logging in again, second or third time. So
you may want to, Jeff. That's fine, because they'll I think they'll get the some will join probably, you know, a minute later or whatever. But
yeah, that's okay.
It's up to you if you want to start or if you want to wait a couple more seconds. Your call.
That's okay. Well, let's get started. Welcome everybody. Okay. Now, here's how this works. When I start, we're going to get the first question. The question will have 4 answers. The 4 answers are in 4 different colors. On your phone or your laptop, you decide what answer you want to give for the question and choose the color of the answer. That way it will register your answer and score you as correct or incorrect. Now, let me give you a hint. The sooner you answer, the more points you get. So if everybody receives or guesses the right answer, the first person guessing the right answer gets the most points. If you get the wrong answer, you don't get any points. The end, whoever has the most points, we're giving prizes worth dollars to the top 3 winners. I'm telling you, it's worth it. So we're going to get started. We'll ask you some questions. Pick your answer by choosing your color as fast as you can. Here we go. Let's go to the first question. All right. Watching your screens. Question number 1. You're 32 years old. When you retire at 65, how much will a $5 cup of coffee cost? You've got 20 more seconds. Five seconds. Okay, we had one person that chose $20.99. That's the correct answer. All the rest of you got the wrong answer. Now, based on inflation, as it currently is, by the time a 32-year-old reaches 65, a $5 cup of coffee is going to cost $21. Now, it's crazy. Here's what's also crazy, just to give you a dimension on how real this is. The green one, 80 bucks, was the price of a ski ticket here in Utah at a typical ski resort. When I was 6 and I learned how to ski, I paid $5 for a lift ticket. It's gone up to $80 in that many years. And so if you don't think inflation makes a difference, I'm telling you, it's going to make a difference. Now, the question is, why is this important? Let's go to the next question. We're going to see.
Jeff,
yeah.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
When you're done with the answers and it shows on the screen, could you stop sharing and show your webcam so that when you make your point, we can see your face?
Okay. I will. I'm just anxious that it will reboot for that. So we'll give it a try on this next one. Not a problem. Okay, Michael. Michael, you the man. You got the first one right. You got to jump on everybody. Let's go to the next question. You ready, Stefan?
I am.
Okay, here we go. Next question. You earn $65,000 a year or $3,500 a month. You want to live at retirement on the same income. What percentage of your pay must you save so you can live on that same income? 20 seconds. Five seconds. Okay. 5 of you guessed that at $3,500 a month, and you want to live so that you can have that same income when you retire, believe that you need to save 91% of your income. You're right. 91%. Now, here's a problem. Given inflation and the cost of a cup of coffee, and really the average rent in America anyway of $1,500 a month or 40% of your $3,500, you're not going to be able to save 91% of your income. It's not possible. So you're in trouble. The point is, it's not possible to save enough in order to live on your same income, not even given the rate of inflation in today's economy. It's a huge dilemma for people. Now, some of you selected 10%. It was a good answer. And in fact, many of your financial advisors will tell you, if you can set aside 10% of your income for the rest of your life, you're in good shape. I'm telling you, it's not enough. Not at the current rates of inflation and what the cost of living is doing. Some of you selected 39%. The answer's wrong, but just to give you an idea what ARIIX can do for you, 39% of the people who are working full-time in ARIIX, literally doing ARIIX full-time, 39% of them are making over $4,800 per week. Remember, you're trying to save 91% of $3,500 per month. In ARIIX, you could be making $4,800 per week working full-time. Same number of hours you're working in your full-time job, turning $4,800 a week on average worldwide. That is about $250,000 a year. You can start saving for retirement in that scenario. Let's go to the next question. Now, learn from this one. Here we go. Okay. Klala, nice job. Same with KMG and Michael, you're cranking it. Okay, here we go. You're 45 now. You still making 65,000. You want the same income at retirement. How much should you save? Ten seconds. Awesome. Okay. Now we're starting to get some, okay, people are tuning in here. At 45, you've only got 20 years left to save for retirement income the same as what you're making. Here's the problem. You can't. Because given an average retirement of 15 years, you've got to put away $4,800 a month or more than you're making. So the truth is, you're up the proverbial creek without a paddle. It's not going to happen. Now, let's look at some of these other answers. Some of you picked $350 a month. That's the typical recommended amount. You're not going to get there on that. It's the same 10% advised by many financial advisors. Those who picked $1,246, this is actually the average weekly pay of a vice president in ARIIX, which is $65,000 a year. By the way, a vice president on average works 20 hours a week. 20 hours a week, where most people that are making 65 are working at least 40 hours a week. The huge benefit for ARIIX for people who actually are working a full-time job is they can do ARIIX also and almost replace their income part-time. So you can see the advantage and the opportunity that comes from somebody who's 45, who's looking at a $65,000 salary, knowing full well that there's not a chance that they're going to have a retirement at the same level they're living at. But you do ARIIX on the side, and you can absolutely supplement and start putting away the amount of money that you need to, in addition to what you're saving. And in fact, remember the question before was, I got people on average that are full-time, same number of hours that you're working in a normal job making 65, full-time, they're pulling $4,800 a week or $250 a year. It's a lot more than 65. Same effort. Think about that. Oh, sorry, I forgot to put my camera on. You can see my face just going, ah, think about that. All right.
That's why I wanted that.
Okay, we're going to go to the next question. Stefan, remind me, I'm too worked up. All right, here's the next question. Jason, way to go. You knocked it out of the park by bringing that one home. Nice job, Mr. Clellet. You're doing it. You're keeping it in there. Okay, you sponsor in ARIIX one person per month. That person does the same, and so on and so on. How many people are in your team after 12 months? You sponsor one person a month. How many people are in your team after a year if everybody only sponsors one person per month? Okay, let's see what happened. After 12 months, and you sponsor one person per month, and that person that you sponsor every month also sponsors one person per month, and then that sponsored person sponsored one person per month, you can see how the team begins to build. After 12 months, you have over 4,000 people in your team. 4,000. 1 year. One person per month. You know, most people in ARIIX.
We'd love to see your face.
I'm sorry. Okay. It's not loading up.
Yeah, I think you need to click on the share screen button.
I probably got to stop sharing. So I'm going to go back. So can you see the quiz again now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we see the quiz.
Okay. So most people that join ARIIX, even part-time, are pulling in 2, 3, 4 people a month, and so are their team members. So let's go through these numbers and learn from them. 4,000 is one person per month, each person in your team. 8,190 people are on your team if everybody does 2. The average is more than 2. Somewhere between 2 and 3. Many people do substantially more than 3. There are some advantages, significant advantages in the compensation program if you do 4 and even more. And we can talk about those later. But here's the point. It doesn't take that much to create a team. And you only need to know 12 people. Who know 12 people? Who know 12 people, right? It builds quickly. The potential of that we're going to learn about. Let's go to the next quiz. Okay, Jason, way to rock it. Michael's hanging in there. Okay, what is the potential earnings of that same pattern of sponsoring 1 per month? 15 seconds. How much can you make after a year, 1 person a month? The right answer was only selected by 2 people. Everybody thought it was about $6,000 per year. Okay, so now preparing for this, Stefan asked me, Jeff, I got 1 person a month. I just don't have time for more. And frankly, I'm a little nervous about marketing. I'm a little nervous about recruiting. I'm a little nervous about sharing the message. 1 a month, I can do that. If your team does the same emphasis, what we did was we identified that at 1 person per month, you could bring in somebody at the ultimate level. That means that you've optimized your compensation opportunity. That 1 person repeats that and you duplicate that process. After 12 months, you will have earned, not on the pace of, you will have earned, given all the bonuses and benefits that you have for that performance, $50,611. We did the math. It's a you almost replaced your $65,000 salary doing 1 person a month. And your whole team does the same thing. If you've got somebody in your team that's cranking it and doing 10 or 12, telling you that potential is significantly higher. And by the way, because the person you brought in the 12th month hasn't even brought anybody in, they're going to do that in the 13th month. You're actually on a pace of over 100,000, 1 a month. So now on that 13,000, that person that picked 13,334, that is not the right answer. But when you've generated that many points, you get to duplicate yourself in ARIIX. In other words, you get to place yourself back in your tree with a whole nother opportunity to duplicate what you just did. And you get benefits for that increase your pay for doing the same thing again. Those who picked 6,000, that's actually not the right answer. And most of you picked that, but I'll tell you what that is. $6,320 is the average pay per week of a person in ARIIX doing full-time. 40 hours a week, average. No matter what title they've achieved, the average over all people working 40 hours or more a week is $6,320 a week. The average pay per year is $329,000. That's a little better than 65, and you're still working 40 hours a week. 1 person per month gets you most of the way there. If you're doing 3, you're blowing past that. Okay, let's see what happens when you join a company like ARIIX. What is it like to be in a company like ARIIX? Where is ARIIX in the economic landscape? How well is ARIIX doing? All these questions are important when you're recruiting, when people are evaluating us, when people are trying to figure out, is ARIIX legit? Is it capable of being there for me when I'm bringing in 1, 2, 3, 5, 10 people a month? Let's talk about that. Go to the next question. Okay, Jason's hanging strong. How many companies are there in all of America? It's just a guess. How many companies are there? Okay, 5 seconds. Okay, the right answer is 30 million. There's 30 million companies that are registered on the corporate registries of every state in the United States. That's the right answer. Now, some of you picked 32 million. Good answer, not the right one, but 32 million is the sales that ARIIX achieved in its first year. ARIIX is one of 2 companies who have the status as being the fastest start in network marketing history. There's another company that did the same as us, and we are the fastest start in our first year. In fact, something that's important to me is, well, I love our sales number. It's an exciting start. We're going to give you a clue on where we are now to give you a dimension on how big we are. But we hit profitability, the real measure of stability in an organization. We hit profitability in our 13th month. Most businesses, even in network marketing, don't get profitable for 5 years. We hit profitability in 1 1/10. We hit it in our 13th month, and we have been profitable and largely profitable ever since. I'm very, very proud of that number because why? 1, we have actually funded all of our growth with internal operations. We have paid all of our commissions every week since the day we started back on July 4th of 2011. Every Friday morning, you get paid. Every single week, you get paid. And so for us, the most important thing we do is to make sure you get paid for the work you do because you work hard. And so for me, having the profitability, even though we actually have the highest payout of cash as a percentage of sales in the industry, I'm still profitable and I'm still able to fund my growth. Why? Because we have a commitment to you and we deliver on that commitment to pay you. We think that's really, really important. And so that's what I do all day, is make sure the people get paid. So it's exciting to think that we had such a good start. Let's get a feel for where we're going. Where are we in the economic landscape? Hey, way to come on, Sanjay. All right. How many companies have achieved the level of success that ARIIX has achieved? That's 150 million in sales in 1 year. How many companies of the 30 million have received or achieved over 150 million in sales? Okay. Ooh. All right. A lot of you picked 11,805. That's not the right answer, but that is a really interesting answer that I'm going to come back to. The right answer in all of the 30 million companies that are in America who've achieved 150 million or higher, only 0.1% of them have hit 150 million or higher. That's only 34,000 companies out of 30 million. Now, let me give you some stats. Of all the companies that started last year in network marketing, there were over 4,000. 4,000 network marketing companies started worldwide. How many of them are still open this year?
In how much time?
1 year.
Wow.
4,000 started. The statistics suggest that there are 80 left. 3,200, or what is it? Yeah. 3,920 of them are gone. They didn't make it 6 months. After 2 years, 4 are still in business. 4. 4. They don't make it. You know what's interesting is 96% of the companies in America make less than $1 million a year in sales. There's a lot of companies doing a lot, but that means the big companies are doing a lot. And in fact, that's answer number 4. 18,000 companies are doing over 500 million a year. That's where the money is flowing. And so ARIIX, in less than 5 years, has made its way into the top 0.1% of companies. This year, we're targeting and right now are on course already for 200 million. So we are blowing up this industry, disrupting it with our comp plan, with our product opportunity, with the opportunity that people have to change their economic lives. And it is working great and profitably. I cannot tell you how excited I am about that. It is awesome. Now, I'm going to come back to the one that you mostly picked. Question number, answer of 11,805. Now, think back a minute when we talked about what it takes to get 4,000 people in your organization.
We should see your face, my friend.
Sorry. We'll come back to it. We've got a couple of questions left, but you know, it's a difficult challenge to keep people in a network marketing team because some people struggle to stay in. They come in, they check it out, and then they leave. And so one of the biggest challenges for network marketers is to retain their team members. For us, we have focused on that and have a number of features that Stefan can tell you about that actually drives retention. But when you're talking about enrolling one person per month, I want to tell you that 11,805 is not the right answer for the number of companies that have sold more than 150 million a year, but it is the right answer for how many people are in Stefan Page's team. Stefan's got over 11,000 people in his team. He's been with ARIIX, Stefan, July of 2011, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so 11,800 people in that amount of time. Let's see. That's 4 times. That's 165 people a month. 165 people a month. His team's been pumping in to the organization and helping and supporting and changing that many lives. I'm telling you, you can do it. You know one person, they're going to love this. And they know one person who's going to love this. And it goes on and on and on. And so you can see how with the kind of effort that Stefan's willing to put in, it pays off. It does. And that's why ARIIX has already achieved over 150 million in sales and is driving towards 200 and is growing at over 30% a year. Okay, Let's go to, oh, and by the way, 2,000 was not the right answer, but it is the amount that you can get paid every month in the savings bonuses. It's just money that I give you because you actually earn an income. We'll talk about that later. All right. Ooh, look at the ranks. Okay. What is the average amount of time that it would take to replace the $65,000 salary in ARIIX? I already gave you some hints. How long does the average person take to start earning 65? Remember what you got when you enrolled 1 per month. Okay, 3 of you picked 6 months. That's the right answer. I'm going to come back to that. 1 of you picked 10 days. I love you. That person is motivated. Oh, you know what? You need to call me and we need to talk. No, call Stefan and he'll tell me who you are. But I'm telling you, I'm going to see you on stage at the World Reunion because you're going to be making some coin. Stefan, you need to find out who that was.
Yeah, exactly. You give me the answers.
In fact, it's probably somebody in your team that did it. They're like, oh yeah, I did that in 10 days. Okay, now I'm going to be realistic with you. It's been done, but not very often. A lot of you picked 18 months. It's actually probably the most reasonable answer because a lot of people don't do this full time. But remember, even part-timers who are doing ARIIX 20 hours a week, the average for a person at the vice president level, they're doing $65,000 a year. The average that are getting paid at that level, it took them 6 months to get there. 6 months. Now, let's turn that into what that means in the employment landscape. Remember, we talked about a 32-year-old or a 45-year-old who's making $65,000 a year and what aspirations they may have or can't meet in order to retire on the same income. They've been working for a decade, maybe 2, to get to that level, and probably will do the same work for another decade or 2 or 3 and still be pounding $65,000 to $75,000 a year. 6 months is the average. Some people take longer, some people take less. That person out there that picked blue, like I said, I want to meet you, but you make the curve hard. Good on you. But 6 months is not a bad investment in the opportunity to fire your boss. Think about it. 4 years, reasonable answer. Some people take that long. Here's the irony of that answer. Some people go to college for 4 years hoping to get out and make 65. You can start tomorrow in ARIIX with or without a degree. And if you work hard, you have the potential, given the stats that I've just been telling you about, of hitting that 65 in 6 months. Now, let's go back to the average for a full-time person. For the full-time person in ARIIX who's getting the average of a full-time representative, $328,000 a year, the average of those people who are making that did it in 13 months. Actually less, 12.7 months.
Wow.
Yeah, that's wow. So anyway, very exciting opportunity, very exciting potential. Our objective here is to unleash that. It really is. We talk about that, but I'm telling you, we live that thing. Let's go to the next question. Okay. All right. What is the average amount of time to increase that 65 by 10-fold? The 65,000, how long does it take to increase it by 10 times on average? Okay, people picked up on this. 5 of you picked 23 months. Here's what's crazy. 10 times. Let me give you some stats from our average earnings report. This comes from literally the people who are actually doing it and have done it over the last 5 years since we started the company. Those who are making $632,000 a year, who have been paid at the CEO level, which is the title that achieves that average income, those people that got there did it in 22.9 months. 630,000, almost 10 times the 65 of the person who's trying to hopefully crossing fingers, trying to figure out how to get enough money to retire on their same income. But remember, you guys, I'm going to come back to where we started. Remember what a cup of coffee is going to cost? $5 today, $21. What's rent going to do? What's gas going to do? What's the cost of a car? What is the cost of education going to do? See what I'm saying? It feels ominous. And in fact, it feels a little bit daunting. But there is an opportunity. There are opportunities. There are ways, paths, and methods. Stefan's team knows that. There are ways to overcome that seemingly overwhelming challenge of being able to set money aside for your future and still live on a reasonable income. In fact, a really healthy income right now. The opportunity exists. Now, let me go through a couple of these other answers. A lot of people think it's never going to happen. And you know what? For them, and I'm not saying those 3 that said that, but for many people, it won't. It can, but for a lot of people, it won't ever happen. Why? Because they're not on Stefan's team. That's right. Or they're just not willing to go there or believe in who? Themselves. People do this. They do it every day. I've got a bunch of people, and I can give the names of those who are doing this. But here's the thing. Let's take away the idea of doing 10 times 65,000. Let's double it. Let's just double it. Just double it. I'm telling you, you can do it in less than a year. You got to work, and you got to work as hard as you're working in your $65,000 job, but why not double it? For the people who did 8 years, that's actually a very reasonable response in the traditional economic landscape. You go to med school for 8 years and you hope you come out making 300 to 400 and then hopefully crank that up to 6. And then you hopefully get past your med school debt and then you're clearing your 6. 8 years is what it's just going to take you to get the certificate. I can get you there in 23 months if you're willing to do the work that those guys who have already been doing it are willing to do. It's possible, but any measure between there and that 10 times is possible too. 13 years? 13 years. Some people take a little bit longer. I know what, I'd be okay with that. 613? But most people won't get that in a traditional job environment. And so the opportunity is real. ARIIX is cranked up right now and growing so quickly. The opportunity is real. The opportunity is great. The payment stream, the credibility, the stability, the funding of the company is all very strong. And ARIIX is doing really, really well. Now, let me just finish with this parting thought, and that is, so many people look at this opportunity and they say, you know, it's just kind of hard to talk to people. You know, I totally get it. I'm an accountant. I'm overweight. I'm middle-aged. I'm white. I'm balding. I mean, I don't know how many strikes you can get against you, but I'm telling you, when you look at the stats, when you look at the facts, when you look at the numbers that don't lie, and you look at the opportunity, and you look at the products, and you look at I mean, who wouldn't want to work with Stefan? I mean, Okay, don't shoot for $600,000 a year. Double your 65, triple your 65. Almost 40% of our people who do it for a year, doing it full time, they're making $252,299. That's the number. Okay. Sonji, you cranked it, man. 3 out of 9 questions right, and you got 3,000 points. He's quick to the draw.
Wow.
Okay, Stefan, write these names down. We're going to send these guys prizes. I've got some supplements. I've got some Prime essential oils, and I've got some Purity, the new Purity bottles that I'm going to send out to these winners, okay?
Perfect.
So Sonji and Mike and Jason, I need to know your names. Get your information to Stefan, and we're gonna get you paid, and you can get your stats on your position on the quiz by just giving the feedback on your phone, and it'll show you where you land. But I think we've already got you. So I'm gonna go back to my screen and give it back to you, Stefan, and then here we go. Screen share.
Good.
Okay. Are we back?
We're back.
Awesome.
I'm getting text messages. Let's see. That's Mr. Yu in Korea.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that is so cool. Here's the thing, dude, we're playing a quiz on the planet.
Yeah, we got an amazing team. Well, and they have translation, all right? And so they have someone translating simultaneously. I think it's Insuk who's translating.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so we've got we've got teams all over the world. We got a great team here in America and all over. So that's exciting. I hope you guys are getting this. Like, this is an amazing message, because, you know, you need to look at your finances, and this is real stuff. This is not just trying to motivate you or whatever. It's really about taking control of your financial future. So you made several points. I know you've always been like on the numbers, like doing your budget, doing your stuff. Is there any maybe motivation for, I know, is it to look at the downside of not doing it that motivated you to take action on those? Or is it the upside potential? Like, what are some maybe advice to get people to say, you know what, let me commit, let me make it happen? How do people make that commitment?
You know, I'll tell you, I always come back to the idea that there is this extraordinary inherent value in every single human being. Everybody has gifts. Everybody has talents. Everybody knows people. Everybody does network marketing. And when you can sincerely make a recommendation about a movie, or about your favorite restaurant, or about somebody that you feel like you need to help, and so you bring a friend in to help them, that's a sincere effort to teach, recommend, help, invest in somebody that you may not even know very well. But if you believe that person has inherent value, you're willing to help. You're willing to recommend. You're willing to suggest. That's network marketing. Everybody is in network marketing. You just may not be getting a commission for it. And you know what? I'm here to make sure you get a commission for it. I'm going to pay you for doing what you do naturally. But most people, they put up this wall of fear, and they think, I don't want to sell. Don't sell. Just become a product of the product. I mean, I'm telling you, when I lost 40 pounds on Slenderize, people were asking me questions like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I just take my products. How can I get it? If I was in the tree, dude, I'd be rich. Honestly, I'd be making a lot more than I'm making with my salary. There's days when I look at my desk and I wish I could show it to you, and I'm thinking, what am I doing? I should be doing what Stefan's doing because I believe it. But that's just it. I don't have to sell it because I'm it. It sells itself. And so the fear, I think, is something that you can overcome. Be sincere, do what you naturally do, become a product of the product, and it will naturally happen. And you're going to get more than one. You're going to get 4. You're going to get 10. And you're going to say, you know what? I actually can do this. Just build your confidence a little bit at a time, but be sincere. It will come naturally.
Absolutely. And what's the alternative? All right. You've seen the numbers. Every one of you have seen the numbers. And you know that the chances of you, I mean, it's not just about chance. It's about the numbers don't compute. You have to do something about this. Exactly.
We can bang our head against the wall our whole freaking life, right? Right?
Yeah.
Or we can just, you know what? I'm going to go talk to some people. I'm going to call somebody on the phone. I'm going to call up 4 of my friends and say, you know what? You know I'm fat, right? Well, I'm going to have you hold me accountable. I'm going to have you hold me accountable. I'm going to lose some weight. And in a month from now, they're going to be going, dang, what are you doing? Well, let me tell you about it. They're going to be begging to come into your team. That's 4 a month. I'm telling you, you can do this.
Yeah, and it's this compounding effect that most of us are just not familiar with it. I know I worked in a traditional business. I was working every single week to put in the numbers, and every day was a new day. I couldn't count on what I've built before. I had to rebuild all the time, and we're accustomed to this.
Yep.
But then once you start to experience the magnitude of network marketing where you have leverage, it takes a lot of effort to get to that leverage part. But once you get it, it's incredible. It just multiplies and multiplies without you being there. But it takes a lot of effort. Most people are just, sincerely, they're just not going to put in the effort to do it.
Yep.
It's sad, but it's true.
Yep.
What was the number, Jeff, of percentage of people who actually reached, is it you said a VP or above or full-time position maybe? What's the percentage of reps who reach?
We've got, let's see, of all the people, I've got it broken down into full-timers and part-timers, but of the full-timers, just to give you an idea, of the full-timers, 45% of them are making $280,000 a year. Of the full-timers, 40% are making $250,000 a year, and it took them 12 months to get there. Of the guys that are making $385,000, almost $400,000 a year, it's 4% of the full-timers. It took them 20 months to get there. So you start breaking through 300 to 350. It's going to take some time, but I'm telling you, I mean, I've been a chief financial officer for most of my career. I've been in finance for, let's see, so I've been in it for 34 years. No, 35. Oh my gosh. I hit 35 years. Okay. I'm telling you, I've made quite a bit of money and I've made none. I mean, when I started ARIIX, I took 0, right? Because we put it all back into the business, but that's unfair. But I'm telling you, in my mode, even playing at the top of my game, it took a lot of years to break through 300,000 a year. A lot of years, almost as many years as it took months in ARIIX, 20 months, right? And so the leverage that you talk about, Stefan, where you've got your effort being duplicated by the efforts of many whose efforts are being duplicated by the many of their team as well, it replicates itself very, very quickly. Now, to answer the question of, well, how many people do you have to go through? I'm telling you, there are enough people on the planet that you will never burn out because you don't need that many people in your team who are actually working to make a very comfortable lifestyle. You just need to nurture your team. And so you overcome the fear, you do what you're talking about, you duplicate yourself, and it becomes a machine that works for you.
And quite frankly,
and here's the beauty about it. It lasts forever.
And you know what? We all pay a price anyway. Pay the price in a compressed amount of time, because this is what this business is about. All right. So some people say, hey, I want a shortcut. I'm like, what's the shortcut? Well, you can't shortcut the shortcut. This is already a shortcut.
Yeah.
Right? So the number of years it takes to reach those levels is insignificant compared to traditional business or traditional, jobs. So you're going to have to pay the price. It's either over years and years that you don't live the life you want during all those years, and at the end, you're living the next 20, 30, 40 years with no retirement at all.
Right.
That's hard pain over a long time. Or you pay the price now. You work hard, you sacrifice, you do it, but then you get the reward.
Yep.
So it's a wonderful business for that. So
it is a great model.
Yeah. So Jeff, one last question about ARIIX. Some people sometimes ask me, like, why is ARIIX paying so much? And because you constantly say, well, ARIIX has the best comp plan as far as giving more than others in the marketplace. And I've heard some things. One was how you manage a company. And I remember you gave me numbers compared to another company before in the industry with the S&G. Their margins were operating at certain percentages, and yours were so low. Could you just explain that concept? And I think that'll be good for tonight, but I think that just puts in perspective why. Because, everybody says we pay a lot, but why do we pay more?
Yeah, and absolutely. It's a fundamental business management question. And for the owners of ARIIX, for us, for the management team, ARIIX is a dream. It's an opportunity. It's exciting, and it's fun for us to be a part of so many people's lives. I mean, I have like 200,000 friends, and for a fat, old accountant, it's not very possible to have so many friends. I mean, you just don't have that many friends, right? And so for me, this is just awesome. But now, keep in mind two things, and I'll start with the model that you talk about. Everybody, every company, every business has some level of sales. And that sales is used to pay for everything else. You have to pay for the product that you sold to get those sales. You have to pay the commissions for people to go make those sales for you. And then you have to pay for your rent, your lights, your staff, and you also need to pay for whatever amount of profit your shareholders are demanding from you. So in order to drive more profit through and pay more in commissions, you need to manage the overhead or the cost of rent, staff, lights, travel, interest expenses, all of the costs that keep the business running. When this executive team was the executive team at USANA Health Sciences, I used to travel all over the place, particularly the US, and present our financials to investors because it was a public company. And the investors want to know, how good are you at managing the business? Are you driving profits through to owners? And we were famous in network marketing, in the industry, in the whole world for running the most efficient network marketing company in the industry worldwide. We drove the best margins. We drove the best business model in the industry. Wall Street declared it. It wasn't me. And so we know how to run a top line, pay the most, and still operate the company efficiently so we can deliver on that and still drive a profit to our investors. We know how to do that. And so for us to be able to commit 50% of sales is, well, of course we can. And we actually tried to do that where we were. But the owner said, no, I want more. So pay less. We said, well, you're getting what you want for one guy on the backs of 200,000 people. It just didn't make sense to us. It just didn't make sense. So we said, no, let's go do it what we would like to call the right way. So we started ARIIX. Now, to answer your question, why do you pay so much? Well, one, we can, because we manage it that way. But there's a bigger and more important reason for why we pay so much. Let me ask you, you talk about getting motivated, you talk about finding the strength inside yourself, you talk about changing and taking control of your financial future. Stefan, what is the most motivating thing to you in your life? Personal question, but what motivates you the most? What is it that makes you say, yes, I'm going to do something I don't like to do or I'm uncomfortable doing? Why would you do that?
Yeah, helping someone else. When you see someone succeed, when you see,
yes.
I think it's not just about you personally, because once you cover your basic needs and all of that, what's
yes.
left? You get, I think, your motivation from others.
Yep. And here's what is amazing. I think it even goes deeper than that. Because a lot of people will look at you and say, you know what? You're not sincere because you're making money on me, right? And it's offensive to you because you really want them to trust you, don't you?
I do.
Yeah. To me, I believe of all the things that can motivate us, the trust is actually the highest form of human motivation. I really believe that. Think about anything. A marriage, trust. You can weather any storm if you have trust. A business partnership, okay, things get good, things get bad. But if you don't trust each other, it ain't gonna happen, right? Your kids go through tough stuff and you want to advise them. If they don't trust you, ain't gonna happen, right? And in fact, I think the foundations of love are in trust. I think that's probably as equal a definition of love as anything is trust. I really do. And so for us, when we talk about, look, we're going to pay you more than anybody and we're going to deliver, and we're going to deliver it on time, the right amount every time. And by the way, we're going to be the best opportunity. We feel like it is putting our money where our mouth is. Why do we want to do that? We need you to trust us. In an industry that doesn't trust corporate executives, they don't. Why? Corporate executives are self-motivated. They are. That's why they're so strong. That's why they run businesses. But if we don't create a sense of trust for you, why would you hook up with us? So we give you the most so that you know we're willing to give you the most if you'll give us everything you got. Telling you, work hard, and we will pay you better than anybody. It's a relationship. It's a partnership. It's a motivation of trust. That's why we do it. And we said we won't cancel people because we don't like you. Even if we don't like you, we're not going to cancel you. I mean, it's in our Bill of Rights, right? We killed all the contract jargon that kills you. Why? So that you can actually be open to trust us. It's about motivation. So if I can take off the table all that stuff that creates distrust, and I pay you for what you do, fair, and in fact, extraordinary, I think we've got a partnership that's going to last the rest of our life. And that partnership is going to stay even through difficult times economically if we've got trust between us, because you know what? I will be there, and I know you will be too. That's the motivation.
Wow. Powerful. Well, I think you covered a lot today.
Oh my gosh, we went a little long. I'm so sorry, everybody. The poor people in Europe, they're just like, Jeff, be quiet. Just turn it off.
No, they're just about to wake up, so we're good.
Oh gosh.
Well, I think we can all agree that you made a lot of us think tonight. Not only do we need to think, but if I know of an attribute of successful people is that they make decisions fast.
Yeah.
When something makes sense, they do it. They just take action. And I think that there's magic in action, you know? And so Jeff knows numbers. He knows how to help you create financial freedom and security for you and your family. He's been leading multiple companies to very high levels, you know, of financial success, basically, and he's doing it again within ARIIX. And when Jeff talks, I listen and I act because I know this is going to help me. I trust the guy. And I know you guys who are listening, you should too. Jeff, it's been a real pleasure and honor.
Likewise, thank you. Thank you.
To have you tonight. And, you know, we look forward to many, many, many years of partnership and fun and adventures and helping others and building trust within this industry. And us coming up tonight and spending time with us tonight. So really great to have you. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you indeed. Have a good night, everybody, or a good day wherever you are on the planet. See ya. Thanks so much.
Thank you, everyone. See you guys.